Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Tarot, and today's pick a card reading I am so excited for. We are going to be looking at your future spouse today. So we are going to look at their personality traits, what your relationship dynamic is going to be like, and what married life is going to be like. We're also going to be doing charms. So I'm really excited to see what comes out today. We have 5 piles, and as you can tell, there are no stones on the piles, and that's for a very important reason. I really want you guys to pick a pile based on the energy you feel from the cards. Now, don't be too stressed out if you pick a pile and it's not resonating and it doesn't feel like yours. It's absolutely fine to go back and try a different pile, do whatever feels right to you, but the energy that I'm getting just from spirit and stuff is that you guys should only resonate really strongly with one pile. So we have pile 1 here, pile 2 here, pile 3 here, pile 4, and pile 5. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to meditate on the cards, use a pendulum, whatever will help you and whatever makes you the most comfortable. And then you can scroll down to the description box below where I'll have all the timestamps for you, and then we will get into your reading. Hi there, pile 1. If you guys chose this first heart, this is going to be your reading. We will see this, or we will look at this card at the very end of the reading. It'll kind of be a message from spirit or them, kind of whatever, depending is on the card. But using these 3 cards, we are first going to look at the strongest energy within your connection and 2 other really good aspects of your marriage together. So your strongest connection will be in the root chakra, and it's the number 6, which is the number of love, and it is balance. And then your supporting cards are cause and effect. You are aware that the love you create in your thoughts is an agent of change and the foundation of your results. And integrity. You demonstrate the truth and honesty of your soul and manifest love with your every action. So this marriage is going to be really solid. I really don't think anything in this marriage would end at all. I don't see this marriage ending. One of the most beautiful things about this marriage is that you and this person are going to be connected in the physical plane in a way that some people aren't. And what I mean by that is that you and this person are truly going to be team members. This is the type of person who is going to put in as much work as you do, and also you guys are going to balance one another out in places where you might not be as strong or as good at things. Like, I could almost see you and this person having similar attributes in one way, but in the ways that you differ, they really make a huge difference. And so you guys become this like really strong unit. And one of the beautiful things about this marriage is that you both are going to be very honest with one another. And I think that one thing uniting the both of you is the fact that you both have this really strong moral code and this commitment to one another. And I think that when you guys inevitably get in disagreements, like, I don't even want to say arguments, because the likelihood of you two getting in an argument is not that high. I feel like if anything, it'll just be a discussion of where you differ, because with this cause and effect, I feel like you guys will be the type of couple to be able to just sit down and be like, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. What are you thinking? Okay, where do we differ? How can we come to a compromise? How can we come to a solution? And both of you are willing to take accountability for your actions. And that's really awesome, because it shows that neither of you are really going to play the blame game, if that makes sense. You both will take accountability for where you make mistakes or when you don't always show up the way you should. But the most important aspect of this is that I would say about 99% of the time, this person and you are going to show up for one another. I feel like the only reason you wouldn't is if like you were stuck in traffic or something, you know what I mean? Because this person is going to be like a rock to you, and they're really going to help you keep you anchored in the physical world. And I think that you guys are just going to be this almost infinite swirling loop of energy where you continue to build upon what you already have and create this life for one another. This is truly like This is really beautiful energy. And I think what I love about it is how solid it is. You know, some people have relationships where they're more volatile, or there's highs and lows, but I feel like you guys are gonna have a pretty steady connection with one another. There might be like tiny ups and downs, but I think that the main connecting, or the strongest connecting energy, is always going to keep you both grounded in the truth. And the truth is your love for one another and your desired purpose for you both to be together. And so I think that you'll notice after you're with this person for a really long time, or if you're already married to this person, because I didn't want to mention as well, if you're already married to someone, it'd be interesting to pick a pile and see if it sounds like your current marriage. But you'll notice, like let's say you leave and you go on a trip, you'll feel the loss of them. Like, even though they're far away, you're gonna be like, oh man, I don't even know how I survive without my partner. Like, and it's not gonna be like codependent or anything like that. Like, you're fine, but it's just things that they would typically do for you, for example. You might not even think to do them, and then you'll realize like, oh, that's not done. And then it'll just help you remember like how even the small things that they do for you are so important and so special. And I think it's just going to bring even more of an appreciation from one another's standpoints, because you guys are going to come in and help one another in ways in which you need help, but also be a source of comfort in ways that you are similar. So it's this really awesome team dynamic where, you know how there are certain athletes that are really good, like track, you might be really good at speed or bursts or whatever it's called, sprints, that's the word I was looking for, sprints, or you might be good at long distance, and there are like all those different athletes. You guys are the all-arounds. Like, you guys could be on USA, like the USA gymnastics team, like Simone Bilesing it up and shit. Like, you guys are gonna be such a strong team. Like, yeah, it's gonna be really awesome. And I think that throughout your life, your bond is just only going to grow stronger, and your connection is going to be rooted deeper in the earth the longer you're together. And I think that it's just going to always be rooted in this connection of love, but at the same time, the more you guys experience together and the more you grow together, it's just going to make the connection all the more solid. And I can just see you guys like being, you know, old together one day, like basking and reflecting on life and just talking about all the memories that you guys have made, and it's really beautiful. And I'm gonna stop now because I don't want to start tearing up. So next, I want to look at your person specifically. So these three cards are all going to represent different facets of their personality. So this one is going to represent the personality they show the world. This is going to represent the personality that they show you, or how they act around you. And this is going to represent their truest self, or their core self, their core personality. So for the world, they are being represented by the beaver, which is really awesome because the beaver is somebody that is not only very hardworking, so I feel like this integrity will be something that people pick up on with your person or with your spouse. They are going to know that this is somebody that they can rely on. This is somebody that's trustworthy. This is someone that's hardworking. I can almost see, obviously this won't resonate for all of you, but I could see this person being the type of person to be like a contractor, or do something with handiwork, like with their hands. And I feel like this person will have a really good reputation, but another thing about them is that they will know that they are loyal to you. When this person goes out into the world, they will be proud to talk about you and their family. They're just going to have this family first attitude that is so apparent. And I think that people, if they meet your spouse, they're going to wonder who you are, because they're like, wow, you know, this this person really, really loves their partner. And yeah, overall, like, honestly, you know who I'm thinking of? If you see Narnia, Beaver and his wife, like, that's gonna be you guys, 100%. It's gonna be so cute. And you know, like, Beaver's ride or die. So you guys are gonna be having a good time. And your person is going to have a very good reputation. Your partner, sorry, I'm used to saying your person. But the personality that they're going to show to you is the dragonfly. And this is really wonderful because this shows that you guys are going to have almost like this, you're going to create your own language essentially. And I think that one of the biggest things about the dragonfly that is, I think, important and what was calling out to me is that this person is always going to be honest with you. And that is what is going to help keep your connection so strong. You will not have to worry about this person lying to you. They are going to be straight up about whatever it is that's going on. They're going to clearly communicate with you. And I also think that you guys are going to have really lively conversations together. Like, I don't think it's ever going to be boring. I feel like you guys could have just the most interesting conversations about the most random things. Like, you could look at a lamppost and come up with a story about the lamppost and, you know, get way too deep about a freaking lamppost, but it's gonna be the best time for you guys. Like, you're gonna have so much fun with this person. And I think that it's just gonna be a constant adventure. And I think that you both are gonna be really comforted in the fact that you can trust one another to be honest. And this clear communication is definitely going to be a strong point in your connection. And I honestly think it's something that other people around you might even be envious of. So that's really cool. And I also think, I feel like there's something else with the dragonfly. Like, I'm trying to pull it out, but I'm not exactly sure. I think it might just be that the magic won't die. And I think it's because the intellectual connection on top of the practical connection and the love that you have for one another, it's like it'll just continually be revived. And even in points where, you know, you're not feeling your best or it's not rainbows and butterflies, you're still, even if you're having like the roughest day, I feel like this person could just say a phrase or a tiny word of an inside joke, and it's just gonna make you feel better. And I think that your future spouse is going to really care about making your day a little bit brighter. And so finally, their truest self is being represented by the fox. So I am not kidding when I say that this person is super ideal. You will be very physically attracted to them, but also they're going to have this very witty and charming personality. And even in the book that talks about these animal cards, it talks about how the fox is the ideal partner. They're like witty and charming, but also very loyal and very committed. And I also think that this person is going to be very sneaky in a cute way. Like, I feel like they might surprise you with things like gifts or maybe trips or surprise parties, things like that. Like, they'll orchestrate the sweetest things for you that you will have no idea about. It'll go completely over your head, and they're gonna just blow you away sometimes with the surprises that they have. And I think it's just going to be because of how much they adore you. And yeah, overall, this is a really, really awesome life partner to have. I'm really going to be hesitant with signs because I don't want anyone to get really hyper fixated on them. But I kind of thought of this one being like a rising, this one being a moon, and this one being a sun, so they could be like a water rising, an air moon, and an earth sun. They don't have to be, but the elements here are water, air, and earth. So now we're going to look into what your relationship dynamic is going to be like. So we have the Two of Pentacles, we have the Magician, Six of Pentacles, and the Knight of Wands. So the balancing is already being represented here, and it's possible that when you guys are first starting out in your relationship together, you might be pinching pennies, so to speak, or you know, just starting out and planning on saving. You guys might be both, you might have this focused goal with one another about saving money. What I can definitely see here with the Magician often represents soulmates, so this definitely could be some type of soulmate for you. But I also see this as, in a very sweet way, you're going to be wrapped around one another's finger. Like, you're going to be willing to do whatever for the other. And I think that you both are actually going to be able to manifest the life that you want together, because you're going to both be committed to that goal, and you both will be willing to put in the work to achieve that. And what I think is beautiful here is we do have, you know, your main connecting card is balance. And so I feel like you both, no matter where this connection is at, no matter how long you guys have been together, whether it's a high point or a low point, even if you guys are angry at each other or don't want to talk to each other, you're always going to be there for each other and pick up the slack when one of you is struggling. And like, I mean, I can't even begin to explain how true this team player energy is. And it's honestly really, really beautiful. And I think that if you are already trying to manifest this person, it's definitely working, unless you don't know them already. But I definitely think that there will be, I mean, we have a lot of infinity signs, and I think that just goes to show that this is going to be something that's not going to end. It's going to be very long lasting, because neither of you will want to be away from the other. You'll just know, like, this is my person, like, this is it. And I actually think that maybe you guys will be involved in some type of philanthropic pursuits, or you might just be very generous. Definitely one thing that I'm seeing is that you guys will create more abundance over time, and you will be very generous with that, which I think the universe is really smiling at and will really appreciate. And I think that you guys are going to be the type of people who are willing to be there for anyone who needs it. And yeah, I think you guys are gonna be that like solid couple that, you know, if you go to like couples shit or whatever, they're gonna look at you guys and be like, okay, there's Mr. and Mr. Perfect, or Mrs. and Mrs. Perfect, or Mr. and Mrs. like whoever it is, they're gonna be like, oh, there's the perfect couple, of course. Like, they almost might roll their eyes like, oh, they never have problems. But this is definitely like, you two are meant to be together. And I think that you both are just going to be so generous with accommodating each other's needs. And I also think, like I said before, you guys are gonna surprise each other with really great gifts. But I almost wonder if you try to do the same thing that your spouse does, and try to go behind his back, or her back, or whoever's back. I didn't mean to say he. Then they're gonna figure it out, and they're not gonna say anything. But then, like, once they surprise you or whatever, they're gonna be like, yeah, I knew it. And you're gonna be like, what, how? And then they're gonna come up with they're gonna list all these instances where they could just tell. And yeah, not much is gonna get past this person. So I would say don't lie to them, but I don't think you would anyway. And with this Knight of Wands here, the good news is that the physical passion, no matter how old you guys are, is not going anywhere. You both are definitely always going to be attracted to one another. I also think you're going to have similar passions or interests. So I can almost see, like, on the weekends, you guys going and traveling to do things together that you really enjoy, or just focusing on quality time with one another and doing things that you both enjoy. And one thing, even if you guys don't enjoy the same things, you both are going to do those things anyway. Like, you're gonna want to do what your spouse likes because you love them and you want to spend time with them, and vice versa. So it's going to be this really beautiful thing where you're happy to give up your time to do something that you might not be that crazy about because they're crazy about it, and that's what matters to you, and that's what's the most important. So yeah, this is just a really, really beautiful relationship. you two crazy kids have. So now looking at these cards, we are going to see kind of the major events of your marriage and just what might occur in married life in general. So we have the Knight of Cups, the Lovers, the World, the Ace of Wands, and the Knight of Swords. So what's interesting is that you guys have 3 knights in this spread, and I don't think that's for nothing. If you know anything about tarot, pages are about communication or messages, and knights are more so about action. And so I think that this is a very important aspect to realize, or to just point out, because I think that you guys are going to be the type of couple where you don't just talk about it, you are about it. You don't just know, you are. Like, you act on what you say and you act on what you do. And what's beautiful about this marriage is that I think that there's definitely going to be a beautiful proposal of some type. And that doesn't mean, a beautiful proposal doesn't mean like something grand. Whoever is the one proposing, I think it's just going to be very incredibly meaningful and something special between the both of you. Like, it's definitely, you both are going to be like, this is my person. Like, there's definitely going to be a sense of completion and knowing like this is your partner. And that doesn't mean that without them you'll feel incomplete. But it definitely goes to show that you're going to feel like you're together, not just on the earthly plane, but for a more spiritual purpose as well. Like, you're going to always choose one another. And I think that's what's really important. And the Lovers is also 6 as well. So you're really going to balance one another out. And the Lovers also does represent Gemini energy. So I think that it further showcases that back and forth that you guys might have. One thing that's interesting that I'm picking up on with this Knight of Swords specifically, depending on if you guys choose to have kids, I feel like you're going to have one very unruly teenager. And no matter what gender, or it's going to be one of them. Even if you have more kids, I feel like there's going to be one that is challenging in general. And you guys it's definitely going to be not harrowing, but kind of frustrating, but it's going to bring you both closer together. And it's going to make you both really, you're going to be like, man, if we could raise them and they're still fine and we somehow survive, then we're clearly not doing everything wrong. So that's something interesting. And I think that, like, just the conversations here are always going to be on just chef's kiss. Like I said earlier, if you're going to couples parties or whatever, you guys might go back to the car and be like, man, like, did you see Martha's casserole? And then, your spouse will be like, oh my God, like, I can't even believe she made that casserole. Like, tasted horrible. Like, you guys will just make fun of a casserole the whole way home and just laugh your asses off. It's gonna be awesome. And I think that you guys are gonna make sweet romantic gestures for one another. And another thing is, I think you guys are gonna fight for one another. You're not gonna stand for anyone disrespecting your partner, and they're not gonna stand for anyone disrespecting you. And I think that there could definitely be a lot of travel involved within this connection, or maybe a lot of movement. I'm almost thinking about like the military. Maybe if you or your person is involved in the military, you guys might be moving around a lot or traveling a lot because of that. I also just noticed, because of the world, there's this very fixed energy about the world, or the fixed signs are represented in the world. So I definitely think that you guys are going to have really solid routines set in place with one another, and it's going to be a relationship where you know what to expect. Like this person's never gonna pull the rug out from under your feet. Like, you can trust them. They're yours. Like, they are your ride or die. They are not gonna go anywhere, and they are not going to bother you, try to hurt you, play with you. This is overall a really solid person. And what I love with this Ace of Wands is that, one, this is just further reiterating that the passion will never die, or if there's something that kills the passion for a hot sec, it will be reignited. And one of the coolest things I noticed is Panda has like little sunglasses. And I think no matter how dorky you guys are or how silly or how goofy you guys are, you are going to view one another as the coolest people alive. It's gonna be, yeah, married life is gonna be really awesome for you guys. And while the day-to-day might not be the most exciting, you know, you might have regular duties to attend to, but that's gonna be fine with you guys, because it's just like literally just existing around this person and existing together and building your life together is going to be really meaningful. And while the day-to-day might be mundane, when you guys reflect on how far you've come, whether it's a year together, 5 years together, 20 years together, 50 years together, you're just the bond between both of you is just, it's just gonna be so strong. And like, I'm just, oh my gosh, I'm just filled with all of these love feelings right now. And yeah, there's gonna be a lot of love here, and it's only gonna grow stronger. And I think that your world, it's not just gonna be your world or their world, it's you're both of your world, and you're gonna have your own world, and there's just gonna be a sense of comfort and safety. Like, okay, you know, I'm safe in this world, like I have this person, and this person, you're gonna be about all about them, they're gonna be all about you, and yeah, you're gonna have a really beautiful connection together. So let's look at your charms now and see what Spirit wants you to know, and we'll also pull some letters and numbers, and then we will read this. So Spirit, can I get some letters and numbers for pile 1, future spouse, please? Okay. And then pull you some charms. So pile 1, future spouse, please. Okay. So to start off, we have the I Love Autumn charm. So you guys might meet in autumn or have an autumn wedding, something like that. Maybe you guys will have a kid named Autumn, or one of you is named Autumn, but there will be something significant about fall. Maybe you'll do a lot of fun shit in the fall or something like that. Let's see. We also have the record player here. So I'm interpreting this as you guys will probably have similar music tastes. We also have the guitar charm as well. So music could be an important aspect of this connection. Maybe you guys will have the same music tastes, or maybe you'll have differing music tastes, you know? Maybe one likes chill acoustic guitar and the other one likes music you'd play on a record, which is a lot of different music. I don't know, maybe you guys will collect vinyls or something. Music could definitely be a big part of this connection. I also think that you guys could have like a clairaudient connection together. Like maybe you guys will telepathically send one another songs or something like that. Yeah, maybe you'll play guitar, maybe this person will write songs for you or something. We also have this seahorse here, which I love because a seahorse has the same mate for life, and the seahorse also makes me think of the lovers. So, I mean, I definitely don't think that this marriage is going anywhere. It's going to be very beautiful, and I don't know why noon or like 12 p.m. might have some significance to this connection. But yeah, this is definitely like, this is a forever person, so this is really beautiful. I also think that this connection in terms of anxiety, like I feel like your monkey mind's gonna take a back seat, because even when you get overwhelmed or stressed out, this person's gonna be there to ground you and help you relax. And it's the same for them. Like you both are gonna be a voice of reason for one another, so that's really awesome. And we also have the arrow, which honestly is giving me more night energy. So I feel like you and this person together will have a good sense of direction with one another. And I think that you guys will be willing to take action towards your goals. And I think that you will absolutely be able to achieve the goals that you set. And with the elephant here, I think that you guys are going to be able, while, you know, every couple faces obstacles, the elephant is a clear sign that you guys will, I'm sorry, I'm so bad at holy charms. You guys will face these obstacles with dignity, grace, you'll squash them essentially, and you'll do fine. And all at the same time, you'll just become more wise and more mature through them. You guys are gonna grow together, like really transform. Like I feel like the people that you are when you first get married and the people you will be 20 years down the line will be so different. But the beautiful thing is that you guys are just gonna fall in love with each other again, and you're gonna fall in love with the person you both become, like the people you both become, not just the people you are when you first get married. And finally, we have the crown here with the heart. So I definitely think that you guys are going to prioritize one another. You're going to want to treat one another like royalty. You're going to really care about one another. But also, I think that this is a divinely guided connection. Like this is your divine counterpart. And basically, this has Spirit's approval written all over it, and it's definitely going to be blessed in that way. But in terms of letters, we have D, we have an O. I don't know where that one went, but we have like 3 O's. So we have Scooby-Doo for some reason, if that has any weird significance, or like Daphne. So we have two O's, we have an N. Oh my god, your person's so cheeky. Or your husband's future husband, future wife, future spouse, future partner, they want you to send nudes. Or maybe you guys will really like noodles or something. We had another O, so we have 3 O's. We also have 2 4s. Oh, we have an I. Oh, I've seen the name Dion as well. 7 3, we have the letter H. So yeah, you guys are gonna be like, I definitely feel like you guys like will be very generous. I'm like picturing like somebody like sharing clothes, or like them giving you their hoodie or something like that. We also have that I, that N, and we have 2 3 0 7, another 0 4 4 8 and 5. So I'll zoom in on these if you guys want to pause the video and look at the charms. But now, finally, I am going to read your heart card. Good job for staying all the way through. But it says, transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. So wow, I wonder if you're already with this person. Maybe there's something big coming. I don't know. Or, you know, maybe this relationship will go from friends to something more. Maybe you're achieving transformation in yourself right now that will help bring this person into your life. Or maybe you've been with this person for a long while and you're thinking about how it's transformed you. But yeah, this is a really beautiful connection, guys, and I think that you should be very happy that you picked this pile, because this is going to be a very solid life partner, and they're going to be all about you, and they are, yeah, this is ASO approved. Okay, so I'm going to leave this reading here, pile 1. Thank you guys so much for watching this all the way through. If you did, definitely leave this video a like if you enjoyed it, and if you haven't already and you would like to follow my readings, definitely hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you join me in our little fam, and definitely let me know down in the comments, do you know this person? Are you waiting for this person to come into your life? What are your thoughts? But yeah, thank you guys so much for letting me read your cards and charms. I really appreciate it. I am wishing you guys a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 2. If you guys chose this card with the white dove on it, this is going to be your reading on your future spouse. I wanted to mention, if you're already married, you can absolutely still watch this and see if things lined up. I would be interested to hear that. But we're going to save this card to the very end. We're going to look at everything, do charms, and then we'll look at that. So to start, I really wanted to get the main energy dynamics of your connection with this person. So your connecting chakra is the crown chakra, and it says spiritual awakening. And then you also have trust. You have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. and evolution. You realize that obstacles are merely lessons on your path to love. So what I can tell right away is that this connection is highly spiritual. But the biggest thing about this is that I think either this person is going to spark a spiritual awakening in you, or you are going to start a spiritual awakening in them. And my best guess is that you are going to spark a spiritual awakening in them. But I do think that to a point you will be sparking spiritual awakenings in both one another. I think if anything, you, the viewer, might be more spiritual in nature, but you may not really get into it until you're with this person. But I definitely see there being challenges and obstacles here that ultimately serve the growth of you both as a couple. And with trust, you have a strong connection to your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. This is definitely going to be a connection where you're not going to be able to rely on logic for everything. You're really going to have to trust your gut on things. And I think that you might start this connection, this relationship with your future spouse in a place of defensiveness or hesitancy, or like I feel a sense of unease. So I feel like the trust with you both is going to have to be built over time. And I do think it's going to be a bit of a process, but it will be really worth it because we have evolution here. And so I think that you both, while you are together and married, you are going to be evolving spiritually at a much more rapid rate together than you ever could be alone. And so I definitely think that this is why this is your spouse, because you definitely are going to challenge one another in ways that will be frustrating, but it will ultimately lead to more growth. You'll both understand the spiritual nature of this connection. It might take some time, like you guys might be together for a while or something like that before you're willing to talk about that or get into that. But this connection, I don't want to like freak you out, but it's gonna put you through the ringer, and at times you're gonna be like cursing the universe and be like, what the fuck, like why is this happening? Like, bro, what are you doing? And the biggest message that I'm getting is like, you'll understand later. It almost makes me think of like when you're a kid and you're asking your parents a question, they're like, you'll understand when you're older. And so I feel like Spirit is saying the obstacles and challenges that you face, that you and your partner face separately and together, are all to help you both evolve and grow. And it's going to make your bond a lot stronger. But definitely there's going to be some times where your inner resolve is almost challenged, and it's really going to force you to get in this energy of like surrender, where you're going to be like, okay, like I can't control this person, I can't control this situation, like letting go. And what's interesting is that the card that you picked is a dove, which doves are representative of peace. And so I feel like the point of this marriage is to help you both learn peace and find peace and create peace in yourselves, and then in turn create peace in your own, in your life together, if that makes sense. So looking at these animal cards, oh, you're not ready yet, sir. These are all going to represent personality traits of your future spouse. So this card is going to represent the persona they show the world. This is going to be their persona towards you, or just how their truest self towards you. And then this card is going to represent their truest self in general. So to start, showing the world, they are represented as the wolf. And I really see, so actually when I was shuffling these, I heard the words smoldering gaze. I definitely think this person could have intense eyes, or be just like, have just this very intense energy. And it's almost like they're a bit guarded. And this is definitely the type of person who, in terms of friends and people they associate with, it's quality over quantity. They don't have a whole lot. They're not like they don't have a huge group of pals. I think they just have a couple of really good buddies that they really associate with. At times they could be a bit narrow-minded, and that's probably something that you might notice with them immediately, is that their perspective of the world is limited at times. But I think at the very least, you'll kind of pick up on the fact that they have this very brave and intense persona when it comes to the world. And they definitely don't, like, they're not going to be the type of person to really show emotion around others. This is like poker face type stuff. They're going to be very hard to read to the average person, I guess you could say. But moving on to how they're going to be around you, they are being represented by the Panther. And I actually wanted to read what the book says about the Panther, because I can see you being like, what, are they just going to be like a dick to me or something? And no, but I definitely think that they're going to come into your life in a pretty crazy way. And while these things might not seem the most ideal, I wanted to read what the book says about the Panther because it will make more sense. So the Panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnate. Instead, it pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc, with the ultimate intention of bringing us toward more fulfilling lives. It's unexpected, uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating, but after all the dust clears, it's easy to see the Panther's wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences, and they've made us better people. Trust that the Panther's journey always leads to a brighter place. So I think at times you might not understand why you feel so connected to this person. And I think at times this person might, I don't even want to say lash out, but it kind of feels like lashing out. And while it might sound toxic, I don't really think it's toxic. I think that this person bottles in a lot. And so I think at times they might accidentally create chaos. Like, you know, they're going to be your marriage partner. So you're going to be like the closest person to them, period. So they're going to show the sides of you that they can't show to anyone. And I think at times they might take that for granted, but I don't think that they're ever going to, like, they're not going to, like, be just like a dick or just be mean all the time. Like, I think it's just going to be at times when they're really stressed, or sometimes they might not even know why they act the way they act. It's almost like they're being, their inner compass is guiding them to do things that they don't quite understand. And then they end up having these interesting correlations later. I feel like this person could be really sensitive to energy in some way, and they might not understand why. And I think that maybe they could get triggered at times. But looking at their true self, it makes the Panther make sense, because their truest self, or their core self, is represented by the rabbit. And so this person, these cards totally show how this person, this wolf persona, it is a persona. It is what is the front they put up to the world. And while there is this wolf energy to them, I feel like they don't actually believe that they can embody it. And so they feel like it's almost more a front than it is their true selves. Because I definitely think that they're going to be very protective over you. With this rabbit card, you know, a rabbit tends to be pretty anxious and have a lot of fears. And so I feel like this person is going to worry about you a lot and be pretty protective over you. And if anybody is like putting disrespect on your name, like, they are going to not bitch them out, but like scare the living hell out of them in a smoldering gaze way. Like, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, buddy, like, I'm gonna fucking destroy you. But which I also notice myself swearing a lot in this pile, so that might be an attribute of theirs, or maybe I'm just showing my true colors. But yeah, they're going to be people are going to be intimidated by them and kind of afraid of them. And so it's almost like this rabbit energy is either shocking to you, or you're going to be like, it's either going to be like, I had no idea, or you're going to see through this wolf facade immediately and know that this is their true self. And so when they're in this Panther energy, it's typically coming from this fight or flight fear. I think at times they're going to fear that they'll lose you. I think that they have these they're guilty of creating self-fulfilling prophecies. And I feel like at times they might let their fears and their worries get the best of them. And it might push you away at times and make you angry at them at times, because I feel like you are going to be the best partner you can. But because I'm not channeling your energy, I'm channeling theirs. I'm not necessarily sure. But if this sounds a lot like you as well, because this is a spiritual type connection, you know, you guys might mirror wounds or mirror triggers, but ultimately this connection, while not the easiest connection in the world, you guys obviously are choosing to be with one another, to be in a marriage with one another, and it's ultimately going to make you better people and help you evolve. So even if this doesn't sound like the most enticing partner in the world, there's obviously a purpose and a reason for them being in your life. So now I want to look at your relationship dynamic with this person using these cards. So we have the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the Devil. So there's a lot of earth energy here. So your person could be an earth sign. I'm really hesitant to talk about name specific placements only because I don't want people to get hyper fixated on that. But because there is such a heavy earth energy, there is a little bit of fire, but like Capricorn is being shown specifically with that Devil card. But I'm seeing a couple of different scenarios for this. For one group of you, this connection is going to start and then it's going to have a false start. So I honestly seeing this be like, you know, a connection where you both thought it was going to happen and then it didn't, and then you both move forward and this person grows and matures and they end up becoming this king where they're a lot more solid and secure in themselves, true genuine wolf energy. And then things get easier. Because I feel like for some of you, you might actually break up with this person and get back together with them. The biggest thing that I'm seeing, though, with this Devil energy is that you guys almost feel tethered to one another in a way that might not feel the most healthy. But I feel like also at the same time, it's not like you're not going to want to be with anyone else, I feel like. And I almost feel like the universe will keep you guys together because you are the ideal partners for one another to help you guys evolve and also trust your inner knowing and your intuition. For others of you with this Page King combo, there might be an accidental pregnancy, which makes you guys be like, okay, well, we got to move forward with our little tyke here, and we got to grow up and we got to mature. And I feel like through that, this person might mature a lot and become the person they want to be. And then another thing that I'm seeing here is that this is like quintessential, like started from the bottom, now we're here energy. And it's like you guys are going to go through these tough times, but you're going to make it through, and you're going to move on to calmer waters. Like maybe you guys will have a really tough time in one place and then move to another place and things get a lot easier, and maybe you have better opportunities and like things just seem to get easier. I'm honestly being called to talk to you guys about astrocartography, which is the theory that based on your birth chart, there are ideal places to live for whatever you're trying to create. So maybe you guys will look into that to figure out where you want to live. But here's some good news. The sex is gonna be rocking. You guys are some kinky people, and I think you're gonna have a lot of fun. Yeah, you're never gonna get bored in the bedroom, that's for sure. And I think at the same time, you know, this is Capricorn energy, and Capricorns are known for being really hard workers, and that's what that energy is. And so I think that the overarching beautiful thing about this connection that you guys will have with one another is that no matter how tough it gets or how much you want to strangle this person at times, not in like a literal way, just like in a metaphorical way. We don't condone abuse on this channel. You're both gonna have a mutual desire to want to work at it and to want to get better and to want to have this relationship together. And I think that this is ultimately what's going to bring you guys to this level of trust. I think this connection is going to start out promising, and through obstacles and growth and evolution, you're going to reach this point where you guys really can trust one another, and you're going to know, like, okay, like, we're together, we're two peas. And like, you know, the King of Pentacles, man, you can trust that guy. Like, you can trust that guy. He is going to be a person of his word and be a person of his honor. And so I think, honestly, one of the cool things is that I think you're going to help your spouse transform into this wolf energy on the inside. And while they might still have those anxious parts of them, they are going to, I feel like you're going to help them grow a lot. And you guys are going to go through a lot together. And I think you're going to be really impressed by how much you guys will accomplish and how far you both will go together. So we're going to use these cards to look at the marriage in general and what you guys might experience with one another, what married life might be like. So we have the Wheel of Fortune, the Two of Swords in reverse, the Four of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and the Knight of Pentacles. So with the Wheel of Fortune here, this is showcasing entirely exactly what I was talking about. There's going to be highs and lows in this connection. And the important thing to remember is that it's all going to work itself out. And really one of the biggest things is it's going to be about time. You're going to have to give it time to go up and down. And the most important thing is to recognize when you're in the lows so that you can acknowledge that they're lows and figure out how to get there. And when you're in the highs, appreciate the highs for what they are, and don't be like, oh, when's everything going to go to shit again, because that's really not going to be helpful for either of you. But with this Two of Swords in reverse, I'm actually getting an interesting interpretation for this, because the Two of Swords often talks about indecision and confusion. And I feel like what Spirit is saying with this card is that you guys are going to learn very quickly that as a couple, you're not going to be able to make decisions based on logic. You're going to have to make decisions based on intuition. And going back to that trust, you have a strong connection with your soul's loving voice and have faith in your intuition. You're going to learn that the more you focus on what your inner compass is saying and what your spouse's inner compass is saying, then you both are going to be able to make these solid decisions for one another. And with this Four of Pentacles, I kind of tie it in with this Devil energy where you guys are going to be a bit possessive of one another at times. And I think that it's not going to be in a way that's like smothering or stifling, but I do think that you guys are just going to, I feel like when things are good, you're going to want to hold one another very close. And even when things are not good, once you're married, I can see like when you're dating and when you're not living together yet, you guys might take some time apart, might take some time alone, but I feel like you guys will always just like come back together. And because I think there's something in both of you like where you just deep down know that this is it, and when you know, that's all I'll say. And that's the thing, when you know, it's not in your head, when you know, it's in your gut, and that's where you really know. So, yeah, I think you both are going to be, maybe sometimes one or both of you will act selfishly, or things will happen that you don't quite understand. But the biggest thing with the Ace of Swords here is that whenever something doesn't go your way, you'll always get clarity as to why, and then you both will be able to learn from it and do better in the future. And the beautiful thing is that you guys are also being represented by the Knight of Pentacles. So I think that together in your marriage, you are going to like, progress and improvement in this connection is not just going to happen overnight. But you both are going to be committed to improving and doing better. And as time goes on, you're going to have a clearer and more solid understanding of why this is your marriage partner, why this is the person that you're with, why the universe brought you both together, and what your purpose is. And I think that Spirit's almost being a bit cryptic about your marriage, because this, you know, obviously when we think about the person that we're going to marry, like, I don't know about you, but me, I'm like, I want sunshines and rainbows, please. Like, even if it's not realistic, like, I'd like to think that. But with Spirit, what Spirit's really stressing here is that everything you guys go through, all the trials and tribulations, and let's be real, every couple goes through them. Nobody's connection is sunshines and rainbows. But Spirit's almost being cheeky and withdrawn about what's going to happen here, because you're meant to learn a lot of it over time. And I think that at the end of the day, though, the devil can talk about having a lot of fun together. And the Wheel of Fortune, like, it shows like a fair and this panda holding a little lollipop. So I feel like you guys are gonna have a lot of fun together. And I think that's gonna be one of the highlights of this connection, is like, you guys are just gonna do some really fun and crazy shit. I guess that's the point of that. But at the end of the day, you both will be committed to one another. You might have a really hard time at first knowing whether you can trust this person, and there will definitely be difficulties. But at the end of the day, you will truly understand why this is your marriage partner, and I think everything will be all good. So, okay, let's get into your charms now, and we'll see what comes out. So, Spirit, what do you want pile 2 to know about their... Okay. These came out, and then I'm gonna get a couple more letters and numbers for you guys. Okay. So we have a key and a lock. So I definitely think that you, like the spiritual awakening card makes a lot of sense, because you both are going to unlock things in one another. I feel like you guys are going to unlock love, unlock evolution, unlock things that you have not been able to unlock in other people. I think it's going to be something really special. You and this person are going to be able to open up to one another in ways that you really just can't with other people. And you're going to understand one another in ways that most people don't get to know another person. So it's going to be really deep. But what's interesting is that you guys got the gem, and I like to think of it as a diamond. And so April could be significant because diamond is April's birthstone, but diamonds are formed under pressure. And I think that this is just Spirit's confirmation that everything that you both go through, whether separate or together, is going to form you into better people and help you spiritually evolve. This is Spirit asking you, though, and this person, to always be honest with one another, because the shark does talk about needing to have honesty and stand up and be honest with people. You know, when a shark is on the surface, you can only see its fin, but then there's the rest of its body under here. So in order to avoid a lot of hardships, I feel like Spirit is saying, be completely honest about your feelings. Don't hold them down. You know, give this person the honest truth at all times. Now with this, I carry your heart with me, and like the locket. I think that you guys, like, at the end of the day, no matter whether you're with this person or if you're not, because I could very likely see you experiencing like a separation with this person at some point. Like even with this CUT, like you might cut ties at some point. You know, that Six of Swords is about moving forward. But I think that you all will always have a place in one another's heart. And I think that when you'll eventually come back together because of this. But that doesn't mean that you guys will have a separation. It might just mean, you know, maybe this is long distance. Maybe, I'm hearing specifically like sabbatical, like maybe one of you will have to go travel for a while. And it's just like, it just doesn't matter where you guys are. like with that, it's with that devil energy, it's like you can't escape your love for one another no matter where you go or what you do. We also have this I love autumn charm. So maybe you met this person in autumn, maybe you'll marry this person in autumn, maybe you did marry this person in autumn, or fall could just have a significant thing in your connection. Being really eloquent right now. We also have this dark blue charm. This always makes me think of the third eye chakra. So I definitely think you could have a psychic connection with this person. And I think that you guys, the more that you're together, you'll be able to almost like telepathically communicate with one another. But we also have the pink charm here. And pink is not only my favorite color, but it is also the color in my mind of unconditional love. And I definitely think that this person is going to push, you and this person are going to push the boundaries of unconditional, but I think at the end of the day, it's always just going to make you stronger and love one another. We also have the domino with the number 6 on it, so 6 or dominoes. Maybe y'all really like pizza. We also have the 0, and so I think that this is also showing that unconditional aspect. Like you guys will always start over and start fresh when things get tough. We also have the letter J. So we have CA, I'm thinking of California. Oh, I'm also seeing cat. We have J. We have P, T, A, U, and C. Also seeing Connecticut. Also just the word pa, so maybe Pennsylvania. CJ. JC, Jesus Christ, represent. Oh, we also have an O, so. Oh yeah, at times you both might pout with one another. I don't know if any of y'all speak Spanish, but I'll just put this out there. I was seeing that. Oh, we have another C. So we have 2 C's. I don't know why I didn't see that one before. So 2 C's. And that O. Okay. I don't know why I heard Pontiac as well. Okay, and then in terms of numbers, we have 1, we have 4, and we have 8, and we have 3. Oh, and we have that 0. So I'll zoom in on these. If you want to pause the video and look at these closer, you absolutely can. But finally, let's look at your card and what this message says. You may not always, oh my God, I love this. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. So yeah, I think this card pretty much just encompasses everything that I was talking about. And, you know, Ace of Swords is all about clarity. So I promise if anything doesn't make sense, you'll understand it at some point. And I think by the end of your life, when you look back on this connection and stuff, you're gonna, in this marriage, like you're gonna understand why this was your person and why. I think you're just gonna be really proud of how far you've come, and not only that, how much you've overcome. So, together. So, yeah. This is like one of those heavy connections that's also very. It's tough, but it's beautiful, and it might not be for everyone. And remember, you'll always have free will. So, if you ever decide that, I just heard the name Connor, so that might be significant in some way. But yeah, I'm gonna leave this pile. I'm gonna leave this reading here, pile 2. Thank you guys so much for watching this all the way through. If you did, definitely let me know down in the comments how this resonates. Do you know this person? What are your thoughts on this? If you enjoyed this video, definitely leave me a like. And if you're not already, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button if you want to follow me on this tarot journey and be present for the readings I put out in the future. Thank you guys so much for giving me the opportunity to read your cards and charms. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and visit me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 3. If you guys chose this heart card, this is going to be your reading. We are going to save this until the end. We're going to do all of your cards, and then we'll pull charms, and then we will look at that card. So to start, I want to look at some of the biggest energy dynamics between you and your future spouse. So you both are connecting through the solar plexus chakra, and it's the number 14, inner strength. And then you also have gratitude. You fully appreciate the invaluable lessons that life lovingly presents to you. And compassion. You demonstrate the language of the heart by actively sharing and living love. So I kind of adore this connection. This is really beautiful, and not in like a oh la la fa la la la, like everything's perfect, we just get to jump through the meadow and pick daisies together. This is like a real ass relationship where you both go through a lot of changes, physical, mental, emotional, but at the end of the day, this connection tests you, but it's not like where you are testing one another. It's like you both are together, and then you experience difficult obstacles in your external life that you have to face, and also like challenges that you might have to face. So for example, kids, like, you know, facing the challenge of being a couple to maybe, if you want to have kids, having a family, and how that changes. I think at times your strength, your inner strength, you're willing to keep going, is going to be tested. And I think that this is definitely like a for better or for worse situation where you're going to be there for one another's highs, and you're going to be there for one another's lows. And you're going to, the beautiful thing, like this is really actually like moving, because you're going to be there for one another in your darkest times. Like this person is not going to give up on you. You're not going to give up on them. Like, and everything that you get through, it's just going to make you even more grateful that this is the person that you get to spend your life with. And I also think that one big aspect of this relationship is that by you two being together, it will help you both in terms of self-esteem. You'll have more confidence in yourself, and I think that you both will be better at asserting boundaries with people in the real world. And I think that one of the beautiful things about your connection is that no matter how tough things get, you both will be like a safe haven for one another. And you know, what's interesting is that 14 reduces to 5. And so I think that there will be periods of your connection where you guys go through great changes, and they can be really hard. But the silver lining is that you'll have this person, and it's like your struggle is their struggle, and you both go through it together, and you know, you fight it together, you're going through all of it together. And I think that at the end of the day, you both have so much love for each other, and you might not always have the time or the energy to show it, but it's inherent and it's apparent. And I think at the end of the day, you're gonna be really, really just so happy that this is the person you get to wake up next to, that this is the person you get to go to sleep next to. I also wanted to mention, if you're already married, I'm interested to know if this sounds like your relationship and your partner or whatever. But yeah, this is going to be a relationship with a lot of love. And the beautiful thing is that this love is what is going to help you get through a lot of life's trials and tribulations. Like this is going to be the silver lining. It's like, it's going to be like, okay, well, at least I have my partner to rely on. At least I have my, you both are always going to be ready to step up to the plate and do what needs to be done, no matter what challenges come your way. So let's look at your partner now. And I'm going to be using these 3 cards. And this card is going to represent their public persona and kind of what they show the world. This card is going to represent their persona towards you and how they act towards you and their true self in your connection. And then this card is going to represent their truest self in general, who they truly are at their core. So starting off, their public persona is the Panther. So I feel like this is exactly the type of person who is not afraid to speak their mind, and you certainly do not want to fuck with them. When they know what they want, or they know what they need to do, they will go after it. And they're not the type of person to put up with bullshit, is kind of what I'm hearing. And at times it might be a front. Like, I feel like well, let me just show you the other cards that would make sense. But they definitely have a front up, a protective front, where they do not want anyone even thinking that they can come in and mess with their energy. And I think that they can have not necessarily a fiery temper, but if they feel like someone is not acting right and they're not cool with it, they will point it out. So it's also, there's a sense of justice, but at the same time, like, if your spouse like was having, let's say they didn't get any sleep, and then they go to work the next day, and there's somebody that just like won't stop sharpening their pencil really loudly and irritatingly, they might be like, oh my fucking God, like, here's a pencil, just stop. Like, they might be that type of person where they just get a little bit fiery sometimes. But I also think this translates to passion as well. So whatever their job is or their career is, they're going to be very passionate about it, and they're not going to take no for an answer. And that's what I mean in their job, like, not in a consent way. Like, they're gonna be good with that. But like, they're a go-getter, they're a fighter, and they are like I just say good luck to anybody who thinks that they can challenge or defeat your future spouse, because, man, they can hold their own. But how they see you and how they act towards you is being represented by the dolphin. And I adore this because it's such a huge juxtaposition. Like, they have this not necessarily cold exterior, but this fierce, like, don't fuck with me exterior. Like, don't even think about it. Like, it's not happening. And they're not afraid to stand up for themselves. And I think something that might be something that's inspiring in you. And while them acting this way might be more of a defense mechanism, or like a fear of opening up to people, you might struggle with just like putting your foot down with people in general, and I think they might help you with that, but they don't have to. But what's really beautiful about this is that, like, they're gonna adore you. They're going to absolutely adore you. And what's really beautiful is that the dolphin is incredibly emotionally intelligent. And so you're going to be able to be completely open with your emotions with this person. And they are going to be here for you every step of the way. And they're going to really care about making sure that your needs are met and that you feel heard. And I think that they're just always going to have this, like, really sweet, almost like ooey gooey love for you. Like, it's just gonna be very, like, they could just be pissed off all day, like, man, like, fucking Greg was sharpening his pencil all day, and then they come home and they're like, like, it's file 3, hi, I missed you. Like, they're always gonna be so excited to see you. I mean, they literally just forget Greg exists. Like, they're just like, whatever. And I think that this connection is going to be very healing emotionally for them. You're going to be a very healing source, and I think the fact that they're going to be able to be emotionally open with you is going to be one strong component of your connection, and that's going to be one reason why it's able to be so long lasting and work through difficult times. Because when you guys experience difficult times, you're going to be open and real with one another. You're going to be like, yeah, like, this is really hard, I'm not doing well, and they're not going to shut you out or be awkward about it. Like, they're gonna be there for you. They're gonna ask you what you need. They're really going to be there for you, and I think that they're always just gonna light up when they see you, and I think coming home to you will always be the best part of their day. And, like, yeah, I just feel great gratitude, and which is on that card, but also I was just feeling it, and I think it really goes to show, like, they're really intelligent as well. And I think that you both will kind of be able to feel one another's feelings. So they'll know when something's off with you. Like, you won't even have to say anything. They'll be like, okay, what's up? Like, what's going on? And then their truest self is being represented by the hummingbird. So I definitely think this person is really smart. And I think that's partially why they kind of have this panther energy at times, because they might overthink things and they don't want anyone to know that, like, they're not as sure of themselves as at times as they might seem. But the hummingbird is also very, sorry, I'm like fixing this so much. The hummingbird is very spiritually connected. And I think that that's one common bond in your connection, is that it's going to be very spiritual and you're going to bond over that. But I think that you and this person are really going to enjoy just talking about theories of life and like spirituality, and stargazing is something. Well, I heard the song Stargazing by Travis Scott, but like I was also thinking like literally like you guys might go, that might be an activity of yours together. And I think that they really like to theorize about things and think about potentials and think up of like stupid little scenarios that'll never happen, but they pose them anyway, because they can. They're smarter than they let on. And I think it's just because like they find most people not worth their time and energy, so they just don't really care. I think that they maybe went through a lot when they were younger, and so now that this panther energy towards others is more just a protective thing, but also, you know, they have this really fierce drive to go after what they want. And so I think people look at your future spouse as somebody to respect and admire, but also not to mess with. Like, buddy, think twice before you mess with pile 3's spouse, because they might be getting it. But yeah, with that hummingbird, I think they're always like, I feel like they're gonna feel, you know how hummingbirds, you know, they always go up to that feeder and that's like how they eat. I think that mentally they're gonna really enjoy being around you, and it's gonna be very fulfilling for them mentally to be around you, because you're gonna stimulate them emotionally and mentally. And so yeah, they're really gonna enjoy being around you. And I think that there is a lot of positive energy within this person, and they might not have always been that way, but I think because you guys will have so much love for each other, that positive energy will always shine through. Like, they're not gonna have room to be negative like they might have been in the past, because one, I think that you guys are going to spiritually evolve together and your perspectives on life are going to change. But like, this person just adores you so much that it's going to be really hard for them to be in a bad mood. Like I said, Greg doesn't exist anymore when you come back. Hopefully your name isn't Greg, but yeah. Now we're going to look at your relationship dynamic and kind of what the biggest aspects of your relationship will be. So we have the Star, the World, the Ten of Wands, and the Hierophant. So as you can tell, 3 out of 4 cards are major arcana. So this is definitely going to be a big, this is the type of person, like, when you know, like, you will know who this person is, either if you've already met them or once you meet them. With the Star here, I feel like this is a relationship that people can only dream of having. But I also wonder, with the Star and the World together and the Ten of Wands, if one or both of you might be in the public's eye in some way, like maybe one of you has a following or something like that. Even if it's at like a community level, and at times that might be overbearing because you might feel like you're under scrutiny from other people. But I also think that this is a connection with a lot of hope, and that's kind of one thing that keeps you both bonded and together, is that you guys are always trying to reach for the stars, as silly as that sounds. Like, you guys are always, no matter how tough things get, you go back to that energy of hope. And with the World here, I think that traveling might be a big part of your connection, something that you both really enjoy. I also think that you might get, because the world shows all the fixed signs, you might get fixed in certain routines. But I think you guys will really like this. You might not have routines now, or you might struggle to stick to routines, but I think when you're both together, you're going to find routines that almost become like rituals and habitual, and they're going to be quite special. But I think that the feelings for one another aren't going to waver. At times, the feelings that you feel for one another might get overbearing and overwhelming. Like, I feel like with this person, it's going to freak you out how strongly you feel about them, and them the same. And with the Hierophant here, I think that this relationship is going to be pretty traditional. If not traditional, because it's interesting, because we have traditional, but we also have like the star, which is Aquarius energy. So you both could be really unique, and maybe neither of you never wanted to have like a the whole white picket fence marriage kids thing, but like you both might just be so right for each other that you're like, okay, yeah, I actually could see this. For some of you, I definitely see like a very beautiful wedding, whatever that definition is. For some of you, it's a bit opulent, and I'm like, wow, I wonder what your taste is, and can I get an invite? But also for others, I see really quaint but beautiful marriage ceremonies. I definitely think that like your marriage is going to be very special, which, I mean, duh, like that should be for most people, but I don't know. I think you know, when you and this person get married, it's not going to be because you want a wedding or you want to get married. It's like you're publicly proclaiming that this is the person that you are going to be with for the rest of your life, and it has a deeper spiritual purpose. And I think that's the point of this relationship, is that there is a deeper spiritual purpose here. And this is just a person, this is ride or die. Like, no matter what challenges you guys face, you'll overcome them and you'll be a better person for it. You know, maybe you both come from different backgrounds, or maybe this starts as something more long distance or something like that. But yeah, you both are like, once you guys are together, you'll never even consider anybody else. Like, I feel like you both are going to be each other's ideal, and you're going to have a relationship worth envying. And I think people are going to envy you at times, and it might be hard because, you know, you want to be like, well, we're a normal couple, like we have arguments and we go through things. But people are going to be like, sure, Jan, like, sure, you go have arguments, because they're just going to see you guys as this like idealized couple. But I definitely think that overall this is going to be a solid, committed relationship where you both can count on one another, and there's not going to be like, you're not going to have to worry about what this person is doing when they're gone. Like, there's no, like, you both will trust each other, and there's not going to be any like danger of this person, you know, looking in somebody else's direction. Like, it's you. It's only you. It's only pile 3. But with these cards now, we are going to look at the aspects of your marriage that Spirit wants to talk about. So to start, we have the Queen of Pentacles. We have the 5 of Wands. We have the Emperor, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. So if you don't want to have kids, disregard this part. But for those of you who want to have a family, oh boy. With this 5 of Wands, like, this is already just screaming out to me. You might have a lot of kids, pile 3. And I feel like one of you, in terms of traditional families, I feel like one of you will be the breadwinner and one of you will stay home and take care of the kids. Like, with that Queen of Pentacles, this is very nurturing, motherly energy. And of course, it doesn't matter who is staying home. It could be anyone, but one of you is definitely going to be more business oriented, and I feel like the other person is going to be more family oriented. And it's not like either person is going to care about like I could see the Queen of Pentacles person having like a side hustle, but their main priority and their main focus is their children. And with this ace of, with the I guess the ace, I don't know why I wasn't ready to start there, but with the Ace of Pentacles here, I mean, I think that you guys have the opportunity to make like a fuck ton of money. And I know I'm getting too lackadaisical with the swearing, but note when I say opportunity. So I think one thing that Spirit is saying, that when this relationship comes around, invest your money wisely, because you really could be very financially well off. But going back to the kids part, I see you and this person having like a lot of kids if you do choose to have them. You might not. Maybe this is just neighborhood children as well. Like maybe you're the type of person to allow like all the kids to come and whatever. I just see a lot of chaos in your house at home. And I think whoever stays at home with kids or the pets or whatever, they're going to be very nurturing and very understanding, but they will get frazzled at times. And the cool thing is that it's not like the person that's like the breadwinner is going to be like shitty or not respect the person that stays home. Like they're both going to have respect for their roles and appreciate one another for what they do. But with this Five of Wands here, I just see like a bunch of like boys like wrestling with each other. And so I wouldn't be shocked if you have like very rambunctious children or a chaotic household with like a lot. Maybe you'll have a lot of boys, maybe you'll have all boys or something like that. But definitely a lot of masculine energy in this house. And, you know, you might get into arguments at times, but I feel like they'll be very infrequent, and I think they'll only happen when you both are really stressed out and you haven't had the time to like decompress or regulate or be in a solid, sound mind. And even when they happen, you guys will be quick to just be like, oh, you know, I didn't mean that. I was just stressed. Like, I'm so sorry. And you guys will be fine with it. But I think that you will feel really confident in your marriage and in your roles together. One interesting thing I want to mention is that I think multiple kids could be this way, but I'm seeing one in particular as going to be very, very smart. And I think that they might actually end up going to like an Ivy League school or something like that. But I think you're going to have an exceptionally intelligent kid that you're going to be really, really proud of if you have kids. If not, I just think that at times maybe there won't be the most magic in this connection. Like it's not always the most lovey-dovey, but it's because you're attending to things in your life. Like I could honestly see one person in this connection having their own very successful business or something like that. Like, because I feel like you in this connection, you're going to be financially well off enough to where one of you can stay home and just tend to things and be in that type of role. So honestly, I think you guys can keep getting financial opportunities. I think the way that you capitalize them will depend on how much that you have, but I think no matter what, you and your partner will be financially comfortable no matter what. And with this Page of Swords here, like the magic might not be all there sometimes, but at the end of the day, you both will love each other so much, and this will be a really beautiful connection. So yeah, I think I like the energy of this connection a lot. And you know, I think inner strength just makes sense from a sense of like being a parent, like how much strength that takes. I mean, I couldn't imagine raising me. Like my mother deserves accolades on accolades. Okay, we're going to look at your charms now and see what Spirit wants to say. So pile 3, Spirit, about their future spouse. Okay. You pull some letters and numbers as well. Okay. start with this pocket watch. I definitely think this is going to be a divine timing situation. Like, you're going to meet this person at the right time. You know, maybe this connection will falter and come back together, or maybe there will be a time, I don't know. Everything in this connection is going to work out through divine timing. So I feel like Spirit's asking you not to worry, because like everything will work out the way it is meant to. And with this happy charm, I think that overall you're going to have a very happy life with this person. You're going to be happy together. And yeah, no matter what you go through, this is you're meant to have a happy life and a happy marriage together, and it's going to be really beautiful. We also have I Love Autumn. So I wonder if maybe you met this person in the fall, or like maybe like fall transitioning into winter or something like that. Maybe you get married to this person in the fall or something like that. Maybe y'all just like fall. Maybe you fall head over heels. Well, you should, because this person's, yeah, you guys are really into each other. But with this white dog, so you could have dogs together, which is wonderful. Dogs are great, or pets in general, but there is a white dog on the Fool card. So it is possible that maybe you already know this person, and like there was that type of false start. And so if that is the case, if you know who this person is, Spirit is saying that there will be a fresh start with this person, but it's kind of it's a matter of divine timing. And I guess Spirit is really just asking you with this leaf to just be a leaf in the wind and like go with the flow here, and just kind of allow what isn't right to fall away, and the rest will come naturally. We also have this heart with a crown on it. So I think that, oh my gosh, this is a very divine love. It's a love where you'll know that you're meant to be together, and I think that you both will prioritize one another very much, and I think there will be a lot of love here. Like, yeah. Yeah. With this match, we have a match. So I think, yeah, Spirit is saying that there's definitely like a fire here. There's a lot of passion for one another, and you guys are a really good match for one another. So don't worry about the fire. I feel like even if the fire like dies, you know, because of just kids and whatever, it's going to be relit. It will always be relit. And that's lit. Anyway, we have this elephant here, and you know, elephants always talk about overcoming obstacles. So I think you both are going to spiritually evolve a lot together. You're going to gain wisdom, you're going to gain maturity together, and any obstacles you experience in your marriage, you will be able to just stomp right out of the way. So don't worry about that. And we also, oh my God, I can't hold charms to save my life. With this sun charm here, I see this as wisdom through clarity and better days ahead. And so I think that any tough battles you guys go through, I think that the happiness you give each other and you bring to one another will always be something very special that you two have. And yeah, I think anything that never makes sense, it'll make sense eventually. The Sun Will Come Out by Annie is like in my head right now. We also have the blessed charm. So yeah, I think you and this person are gonna feel incredibly blessed, and you're gonna have an incredibly blessed life. We also have this little domino with the number 6, so the number 6 could be significant. 6 is the number of love. Maybe pizza is significant. We also have letter P. Speaking of pizza. Okay, now let's get into your letters. So this guy just wanted to call out. So we have an M or a W, however you want to see that. So you have PM. Maybe you met this person at night or something like that. Or maybe, you know, nighttime is when you will have the most fun. With this, I'm seeing like mood. Let's see. We have T, we have Q, we have E, we have C. Maybe you both really care about the environment or something. Y'all might make your mama jokes to each other. I'm just going to be honest. I heard that as well. We have 2 zeros. We have 2 T's. We have a 1 and a 9. We have an I. MIT, maybe that's the Ivy League school your kid will go to. Who knows? We have a 6 or a 9, however you want to view that. If you're a freak, you can view it as both. We have that 3, and then we have that 5. So yeah, you guys got a lot. So I'm curious to see how many people pick this pile. But yeah, okay. I will zoom in on these charms now. So if you want to look at them closer, flip this match one over. Flip over. Okay. Maybe you're just not meant to see it. All right. Well, yeah, you can pause that if you want to look at the charms closer. But finally, let's read what your card says. A message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So I wonder if you guys already know this person. If you're not talking to them, matter of time. Looks like this is going to be a really special connection. So I'm going to leave your reading here, pile 3. Thank you guys so much for watching this all the way through. If you did, definitely let me know down in the comments how it resonates. If you enjoyed this video, leave it a like, and if you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed and joined this happy little family we have. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to read your cards and charms. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye. Hi there, pile 4. If you guys chose this card, this is going to be your reading and your future spouse. I am going to put this off to the side. We'll read it at the end after charms. But this might be your current spouse. If you're already married, I'd be interested to hear if this is somebody you're already with. But first, I'm going to use these 3 cards to look at some of the biggest dynamics within your relationship. So you both connect at the 3rd eye chakra with visualization. You also have friendliness. You are able to recognize traits in common with another in order to forge love-based connections. And virtue. You acknowledge your loving spiritual attributes that encourages others to grow. So this is really cool because you and this person share a similar vision for the life you want to live. Like, you guys aren't just marriage partners. You guys are homies. Like, literally, you both, you share a similar vision. Maybe one or both of you saw one another coming before it even happened. Maybe you both, during your relationship, will visualize things before they happen, or will visualize the life that you want. Maybe you'll make a vision board together or something. But there's definitely a deeper spiritual purpose to this marriage, and I think it's because you both can help aid one another in common goals that you both share. And I think that you are going to give one another the support that you both need in order to achieve the goals that you're focused on achieving. I think that your presence will make this person want to be the best person ever. And same with you as well. This person's going to soften your heart a lot. Or you'll soften each other's hearts for sure. And I think that you'll be like friends first, lovers second in a really cool way, where like you'll always like make up after any little tiff, but like at the end of the day, this isn't just somebody that you share a life with. Like you share everything with this person. Like, this is like, I'm almost like visualizing you and this person like fused together in this weird, like if you were conjoined or something energetically. This connection is going to make you both want to be better people, and it's going to give you more integrity and stronger morals. And I also think one of the best things is like, no matter how spiritual or no matter how strong the purpose is between the both of you in this marriage, you're always just gonna have that goofy pal to like fall back on. And like, no matter how serious things get, I think that you guys will be able to laugh at things and not take life too seriously. So yeah, I think you guys are gonna have a really beautiful connection, and I think that you guys are going to be, your manifestation skills when working in tandem are going to be nuts, like almost revolutionary. You guys are going to accomplish a lot. And I think that you guys are going to have dreams like with each other in them. I can almost just see you guys one day, like, you know, waking up and being like, were you having the same dream I was having? And stuff like that. Like, I think you guys are going to have interesting conversations about dreams. I think you're going to talk about like all the crazy theories of life. And yeah, I also see this being a bit of like an adventurous relationship where you guys feel free to do crazy things that you wouldn't necessarily do with anyone else. Like, this is like your best friend and life partner wrapped all up into one. So this is a really awesome relationship. But now we're going to look at who this person is. And so what we're going to do is this card is going to represent their outer persona, the persona that they show the world, and kind of almost like a rising sign, if you will, or just the persona that they project. And then this is how they're going to be around you, their persona, but I don't even want to say that because it's like how they'll genuinely act towards you. And then this card is going to represent kind of how they see themselves and their true persona. So starting off, we have the elk. And so this person is definitely, I think, they could definitely be big in stature. They might almost have this like proud nature to them. But I definitely think that people will look up to this person. They will see this person as somebody honorable, somebody trustworthy. They definitely have a stronger masculine energy. And they might look at this person as like a family man or just somebody very responsible and hardworking and proud. But not like in a douchey way. Maybe sometimes, but like I think that's more just other people being jealous, if I'm honest. I don't really think it's your spouse being like, oh yeah, like I'm the best, my spouse is the best, everything in my life is amazing. I think they're just gonna be, because honestly they're gonna have a lot of like good friends. Like a lot of people are really gonna like your future spouse, and they're going to see your future spouse as somebody very trustworthy. I think a lot of people are going to be loyal to them, but I also think that your spouse is gonna have some haters because they're gonna be jealous because first of all, they're married to you, and second of all, they're pretty awesome themselves. So it's gonna be this challenge, like, but I feel like you guys won't have to worry about who is and isn't your friend, because I think that you at the very least are very intuitive. I'm not sure about them, but you are very intuitive, and I think that your intuitive abilities will help their intuitive abilities, and so you'll both get stronger with your psychic abilities. But I think that you are much stronger in them than your spouse is. But how they'll act towards you is represented by the dragon. And I think this is so pure and wholesome. The dragon represents the solar plexus chakra. And I think it's interesting because we have those two eyes like mirroring each other. But this person is going to be their truest self around you. And I think they won't even know who their truest self is until they meet you, until you guys get together, until you are like close enough to be open with this person and you guys have a life together. I think that you are going to make this person feel a lot more confident in themselves than they once were. I think that you are going to make this person really proud to be themselves. Like, they earn the right to be in this elk energy because, one, they bagged a sweet person to marry, pile 4, and also you help them so much. Like, I can't even explain how much you're going to help this person, because looking at their truest self, quote truest, is the earthworm. And so I definitely think that this person, deep down, for some, I think that this person is very humble, or it's like, okay, maybe before you met this person, when they were younger, they could have been like really douchey, or they could have acted really douchey, but it was just out of like insecurity and a lack of understanding. But and that douchiness was like all this hesitancy, this insecurity, feeling like you're not enough. But I think when you come into this person's life, they're gonna start to recognize who their true self is, And that's what's going to make them this respectable. You're going to help, like, honestly, I'm honestly kind of getting the vibe, pile 4, like, you're going to whip this person into shape a little bit. Not, like, literally. I mean, I guess unless you're into that, but you don't put up with shit, pile 4. That's really the energy that I'm getting. And I also think that because you have such strong psychic abilities, you just know things. I think, genuinely, you know this person, your future spouse, better than they know themselves. Even if you don't know who this person is yet, you will know them better than they will know themselves. You will help them discover their true self because they don't know who their true self is. And I think that they really do not see themselves in an accurate light. And like, this is the type of person who could earn a PhD in something and still feel like they don't know enough. Like, they never think what they're doing is enough, and they need to be doing more, and they need to be going after more. And so, yeah, I think that you are a godsend to this person because you really help them see the true value in themselves, and you help them discover themselves, which is really cool. And so I think that it's only natural that they're going to be able to go out in the world and have this elk energy because they know who they are now, and they have somebody to come home to that loves them very much and sees the world the way they do. Maybe not entirely, but sees a collective future for the both of you that you both want to have. Maybe you'll have different roles in it, but your collective vision for what you both want your lives to be is the same. And yeah, I think this person, man, they're gonna learn a lot through you. I think that you might like literally open up their third eye chakra. Like, they might not even know what psychic abilities are before you, which is really interesting, you know. And maybe it's just you coming in that's going to awaken that, and they're just gonna be like, whoa, like, what is this world? But yeah, you're gonna do a lot. You are a star, let me just say that. But going into that now, we are going to look at what your relationship dynamic is going to be like with these cards. So we have the Ace of Cups, King of Swords, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Five of Cups. So first of all, with this Ace of Cups here, I think that when you meet one another, you will like instantly have butterflies for each other. But I think this Ace of Cups represents, because aces are all about opportunities. And obviously, if you're married to this person, y'all took the opportunity, like, you took the cup, you have it. But I think that this cup just never stops overflowing. I think that you're always in some way going to have these pure butterfly-ish feelings for this person. Like, even though time and experience and things changes things, you're still gonna have that like really innocent, almost like butterflies, puppy love, like feelings towards one another. And I think what's really cool actually is that with the King of Swords here, I think that this person might be really bad about talking about their feelings, and I think you're going to help them with that. But if anything, they are going to really, like, I'm trying to think of how I want to word this. Their intellectual development, like, I'm not saying they're a dummy or anything, but I think that you are going to broaden their mind a lot in a way that they hadn't had before. And I think that you both are going to have very intellectual conversations with one another. You're gonna be so super, super smart. To me, smartest guys in the room, smartest gals, smartest buddies in the room. And I think that with all the butterflies here, I think that you guys are going to go through multiple transformations within your relationship that only make the bond grow stronger. And I don't necessarily think that like, I think that there's like deep, pure love here, But I also think that as this relationship grows, that love is also going to branch out into just literal respect for one another. And you're just going to view each other in the highest regard. And I think one cute thing about you guys is that I think you both have a really sentimental nature. Like, you might collect sweet things to reminisce about trips, or maybe you have like a lot of pictures and you take like, make like scrapbooks, or like hold on to all these photos. I think that you, like, your house that you'll share together will have just tons of different things collected over the years of just your experiences together, and they'll all have these different special meanings. And I think that when you look back on your life with this person, you will be very happy and nostalgic and just enjoy. And at times it might be difficult with you and this person, because you do have such a grand vision and you do have so much that you want. You both might get impatient at times with your quote progress, because I do feel like you both have this, even if you do separate things like career-wise or whatever, I think that you both have a collective vision for what you want. And so if it's not coming as quickly as you both would like it to, you might get prematurely disappointed and get discouraged. But I think that at the end of the day, this person will have the ability to turn your frown upside down. Like, even if a bird flew over your head and just took the fattest shit all over you, ruined your new outfit, when you come home, like, you can hop in the shower with this person. Like, everything's out better and it doesn't matter anyway. Like, it's gonna be a really good relationship. And you know, at times, like any relationship, things get kind of tough. Maybe just in your personal life, or maybe disappointing things will happen. Like, maybe at first some projects that you thought would work fall through or something like that. You're always going to have this person to lean on, whether you're successful or whether you quote fail. You'll have this person to lean on. And I want to be clear that anything that you start that like isn't as successful as you want it to be isn't a failure. It's just a lesson, and it's just leading you to the next best thing that is going to be right for you. So never be worried about that. Any hard changes that you go through in your personal life, this person will always be here for you, and you will always have that relationship to fall back on, which is really good. This person will always be here for you. So I want to look at your marriage in general and kind of just what Spirit wants you to know about it. So we have the Star, the King of Wands, the Moon, the Queen of Cups, and Strength. So right off the bat with Strength, I mean, this marriage is just going to get stronger with time. There is like nothing that is going to break the bond between the both of you. I mean, the feelings here run very, very deep, and I don't know, I think at night weird psychic-y stuff is gonna happen. I think maybe in terms of your goals, manifesting with the moon, or just doing rituals with the cycles of the moon could be helpful. But I almost wonder, like, Spirit is saying that your manifestations are working. Like, if you don't know who this person is yet, or you're not together with this person yet, this marriage is like exactly like what you've been wishing for. This is going to be a wish upon a star. Like, it's really going to be everything you hoped for and more. And I think that no matter what is going on in your lives, you're just gonna have this hope. Like, at the end of the night, you guys are just gonna wish on some stars, and at the end of the day, things will get better. I don't know, I just see this star card, and it's so sweet to me. And I almost just feel like neither of you truly felt understood until you met one another, and now I kind of want to cry. I think that you and this person will really understand each other on a really special level, and will come to just, yeah, you're gonna be really grateful for this person. And I'm not saying that like you better be grateful, but like you will be. I think that honestly, I'm really seeing you in this Queen of Cups, and I'm seeing your spouse in the King of Wands. They could be flip-flopped, but I feel like your spouse is going to be so much more confident as time goes on, and they're really going to start standing in their power and owning their power. And I think what's interesting is, like, maybe you guys will do separate things but be very, very successful in them. I also think that if you have kids, you'll have a really good relationship with them. I think that you'll have a very good family life, like, because I mean, like I said earlier with like the psychic abilities, you definitely have them. And I think in turn, you're going to help your partner develop them as well. And you're both going to be very, you're going to help this person see in color when they only saw in black and white before. And I think that you are going to be, I just get this very sweet, caring, loving, nurturing feeling from you. And I think that you and this person are going to balance out one another really well. Like, this is like fire and water, which is interesting because with the moon, it's in strength, it's like Leo and Pisces or something, which I haven't really been listing signs because I don't want people to get fixated on them. And I mean, like, even here, this is earth energy. So, you know, don't get fixated on placements. But I think that within your marriage, you both are going to empower one another and really take on these balancing roles. But I think that overall there's going to be a lot of passion and just a lot of meaningful moments, whether big or small, together. And with the moon, at times there might be feelings of uncertainty or fear for the next day, and just wondering how everything is going to work out. But with all the dragonflies here, I just see that, like, all of your fears will be fine when the sun comes out. Like, never, I feel like Spirit's just asking you never to worry too much, because as long as you have faith in this relationship and faith in the universe wanting to provide for you and faith that everything will work out, you will be just fine. And yeah, I think that you and your spouse's intuitions are just gonna be on freaking fire, and your psychic abilities are gonna be freaking crazy and very developed with each other. And yeah, I think as this relationship grows, your relationship is only gonna get stronger. This is an unbreakable bond. And I think that you guys are going to live a very long and happy life together. And this is just something that makes me really happy, because I love to see that. And I love to know that there are happy, beautiful relationships out there like this. But we're going to get you charms now and see what else Spirit wants you to know. So pile 4, Spirit, what do you want pile 4 to know? Okay, let me get some letters and numbers. I'm already seeing California, so California could be significant in some way. But let's start with, the sun. So yeah, maybe there is some Leo energy here. I always think of Virgo with the turtle, but yeah, there will be clarity about everything. And honestly, I feel like this is just going to be a really happy relationship overall, and that you really don't have to worry too much, because even when the days are dark, like, the sun will come out and you will be fine. Like, everything will be okay. And with this little iridescent bulb, I also think, like, while not everything in your life or your purpose with this person, or maybe even who this person is, may not be clear, it will one day. And Spirit's asking you not to worry. We also have 2 elephants here. So I think that you both are just going to accomplish a lot together. You're going to accomplish a lot of goals with one another. I think that the obstacles that you do face are just going to make you both wiser and help you gain more maturity. And at the end of the day, you both are going to be counterparts. And yeah, look at these guys. They are, like, they're lovers and homies. I love it. And with the turtle, this kind of reiterates that 7 of Pentacles energy, where sometimes things happen very slowly, but I feel like it might just be impatience. So just remember, sometimes slow and steady does win the race. Don't get too stressed about how long manifestations take, because I think they all come in their own time and it will all make sense eventually. We also have this number 6 on the domino. I also think with this shark that in this relationship, honesty is the best policy, which that should be the best policy in any relationship. But I think that you guys are really protective of one another and will really go out of your way. Oh my God, you know what I'm just thinking about? Because we have intuitive and we have Pisces, I'm thinking of Finding Nemo, when, you know, Bruce is like, fish are friends, not food. And so I feel like, yeah, you're gonna be, this is kind of saucy, but you're gonna be their friend and food. Okay, I'll show myself out. I hate myself for that too. But we also have the Capricorn charm here. So yeah, I think, you know, this is going to be an intuitive and very intuitive connection, hardworking, but yeah, ambitious. You guys do have a lot of ambition, and I think you are going to achieve them. We also have the ladybug here, which to me is always a symbol of good luck, but it's always a sign that this connection, I always think of inner child healing in the root chakra with ladybugs. Actually, when ladybugs are attracted to you, I have read that that's because you're very grounded, and I think that this is going to be a grounding connection for the both of you, and it's really going to help you achieve your dreams. So in terms of letters, we have C, U, oh my god, spell I cup, anyone know that? But we have P, U, C, I, O, A, and Q. Australia could be significant, or I was thinking of like the Pacific Coast Highway, or maybe CPU, like computers could have some significance. Iowa as well, I'm kind of seeing. Yeah, and then in terms of numbers, we have 3 3s, so 333. This is definitely a divine connection. The spirits are in favor of this one, that's for sure. We also have a 7, we have a 9, 97, 1997 or something could be significant. We have another 9, so y'all could be extra freaky. That might be a 69. And we have a 0. So I will lift these up. If you want to look at the charms a bit closer, go ahead. But I am going to read your card now. So it says, imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. And I think that's really beautiful, because I think that really this is kind of showcasing the juxtaposition between the 5 of Cups and the Star. Like, make sure like all those sadness, those unwanted thoughts go away so that you can, excuse me, you guys can hope and, wow, why did my throat close up so quickly? So that you guys can visualize the future that you truly want. I think this is really beautiful. And if you don't know who this person is yet, or you believe that this will never happen, or that you won't get this, buddy, I'm just gonna tell you, that's not the attitude to have. Those are unwanted thoughts. You need to believe that you're worthy and deserving of this. You picked this pile for a reason. Your intuition was onto something, so you need to honor that and recognize the fact that Spirit has a great love out there for you if you don't have it already. If you have it already, like, snaps for that, because this looks pretty awesome. But yeah, this is really beautiful, and if you deserve it, so please don't be hard on yourself if you think that you don't, because you absolutely do. But I am going to leave this reading here, pile 4. Thank you guys so much for watching this all the way through. If you did, definitely let me know down in the comments how it resonates. If you like this video, I would love it if you left a like if you haven't already. And if you want to see more readings from me, I would love it if you subscribe to me for more readings like this in the future. Thank you guys so much for letting me read your cards and charms. I really appreciate it. I am wishing you all a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and see me again soon. Bye! Hi there, pile 5. If you guys chose this heart card, this is going to be your reading. We are going to save this till the end after we do charms. I also wanted to mention that if I forgot to say this in the intro, if you're already married to this person, I'd love to hear if this is like accurate. But anyway, this card is going to represent a really strong energy between the both of you in your connection, and these will be like assisting energies, I guess. So to start, we have number 34, Universal Light. We also have cooperation. In your quest to manifest the energy of love, you realize that every person and experience has value. And satisfaction. You let the energy of love guide you to self-approval so others no longer define who you are. So this is really interesting, pile 5. And I kind of feel like I know why there's a fifth pile now. Your energy is being represented by what's called the star soul chakra, and it's this guy right here. So you and this person are like cosmically connected, if that makes sense. This person is quite literally a divine counterpart, and this is going to be someone that you learn unconditional love with. This is going to be a very loving connection, and I think that there is going to be hella crazy psychic stuff going on between the both of you within this connection. But in terms of the connection in of itself, I think on the astral level, it'll be out of this world. But on the physical level, at times there will be difficulties, not like horrible ones, but you both have different perspectives, and at times you will have to find common ground. And what's interesting is I'm hearing like the Hamilton song about like not being satisfied, and I think that this overall you will be satisfied. I think in the bedroom and out. What's really interesting is that with this satisfaction card, I think that this connection and this person is going to help you learn that no matter what they think of you, what you think of yourself is more important. And I think that overall you're going to be really happy in this connection. And my candle just went out. So I wonder if you already know this person. I wonder if, because this is like kind of heavy, I'm not gonna lie, like spiritual stuff. This person misses you, if you know them, and if you haven't met them, they're dying to see you. I feel like for a lot of you that picked this pile, you're not with this person right now, but if you are, then you can probably relate to what other people who picked this pile did. But yeah, you're definitely going to have to, this connection is going to test your patience at times, and this person is going to test your patience at times. But I think at the end of the day, your desire to be with one another is going to be stronger than anything, and that is what's truly important. So yeah, this will be a really, really beautiful connection, and I think that you both will mature into much better, like more rational people. Not that you're bad before, but like I think that you both have very strong personalities, and I think that by being together you will have to learn about compromising a lot better. And I think that you both will have a shared vision of the future, and you might not know what that vision is, but like you'll just understand that you're meant to be together and that there's a collective purpose here. And yeah, this will be otherworldly, and it really will not make sense at times. But moving on, we have to look at their personality traits. So this card is going to represent their public persona and how they show themselves to the world. This card is going to represent how they are around you, their persona around you, but it's like really their truest self. And finally, this is going to represent their core self, or like their true authentic self, or just like a big part of them. So to start, we have the dragon, which is really interesting because this is a more public persona, what this person shows to the world. And one energy that I'm getting from this is that this person is definitely heavy in ego. Maybe rightfully so, but they definitely have a strong personality. And I don't think that they're afraid to express themselves. In fact, I think when it comes to intellect and humor and conversational abilities, they actually fare really well, and they could be quite extroverted. Like this is a type of person that will look you in the eye, and they're not afraid to make their presence known. I like honestly just feeling their energy. They have quite a just like, ooh, like that's a lot of energy in one person. Eesh, like not in a bad eesh, but like if you're energetically sensitive, you'll understand. Like when somebody has a lot of energy, you're like, wow, that's a lot of energy. But yeah, they have kind of a strong ego, but I think that they have a good heart. And I think they honestly have kind of earned the right to have a little bit of bravado, because I think that they've had a bit of a glow up, or by the time you're together they will have. And I think that they've accomplished a lot in their life, and they're kind of proud of where they are by now. And so at this point they just like don't really give a fuck like what people think of them. And so they do, but like at the same time they don't, because I think by the time you're with this person, they're gonna be like, well, fuck it, like I've got pile 5, so I'm gonna be whoever the hell I want to be, and it doesn't matter because I don't care about what anyone else thinks of me. They're gonna be happy with themselves, they're gonna approve of themselves. But I think at the same time, before, when they're lesser evolved, it is going to be more so egotistical. And I think that they're going to have this very kind of domineering energy where they like maybe like to be the center of attention, or they like not necessarily a center of attention, but they don't shy away from conversation. Like they're not the fly on the wall, if that makes sense. But how they are going to act towards you is being represented by the hawk, which is really interesting, because the hawk is also very highly spiritual, and also goes to show how intelligent this person is going to be. But this person is going to be very protective over you. They are like, I was thinking they're going to be very into you, so they're just going to like stare at you a lot, honestly. But yeah, they're gonna be very protective over you, and you might not even notice this, but I feel like if you both are out in public or something, they're just gonna be like scanning the room, like nobody's gonna touch my baby. Like they don't. Yeah, they're very protective, and at the same time, they're also pretty intuitive as well. But I think their intuition is more like claircognizance. Like I feel like they just have a lot of inner knowing, like a lot of psychic knowing, and maybe clairvoyance as well. But they see things from a bigger picture, and I feel like that's really key, because they are going to not just be focused on the here and now, but what's to come together. And they're going to be focused on the future with you, and they're going to be really focused on building a life together and protecting you, like more so than anything, and not letting any predators get near you or them or anything. And I think they're going to be really hardworking, and they're really going to want the best life for both of you. And the book talks about the hawk being like a messenger of divinity. So I almost wonder if this person is going to say things to you that aren't necessarily like, they may not be cognizant of it, but they're things that like your guides are trying to tell you. So I think your guides are going to use your future spouse as a puppet to tell you things that you refuse to listen to. And so that might be kind of frustrating sometimes, because like for example, let's say you're not drinking enough water, and like universe keeps saying, hey, you need to take better care of yourself, you drink more water. And then all of a sudden your person will be like, hey, you need to drink more water, and for no reason. And you're just like, oh, like you know it wasn't them, like you know it's your guys or something, and you're just like, man, like so they're gonna be a messenger of divinity, and you're not always gonna be happy about it. It might irritate you sometimes, but overall this person has your best interests at heart, and they will not let anyone hurt you. I think if anyone hurt you, I think they would hit them with a bus, truthfully. And their true self is being represented by the shark. So the shark is really important, because this is where that more ego stuff makes a lot more sense, because this person really knows how to be authentic in themselves until it comes to their emotions. But I think that this person will always be honest and authentic with you. They will always tell you the truth. But I think at times they might not let on the emotional severity of things they feel, because they have this need to be tough, to be strong, and to be the type of person that is... I feel like this person sees emotion as weakness, and at times it can be self-destructive because it eats them up inside. But I think that you're going to have a really good part in helping this person see that letting their emotions out is important. And I also think that they're just gonna like, they're gonna adore you. Like, they're gonna absolutely adore you. And I'm just like hearing like everything that they do is for you. Like, they will really be, once you two are together, I feel like everything is gonna be so strong. Everything is gonna be so strong. Like, your psychic abilities, your purpose, where you're headed. And I think that you were kind of the missing key for this person to be entirely themselves, because they need that emotional outlet. And so if you're already with this person, I'm guessing that this is you're the first person they've ever felt like they can be truly honest with. And if you haven't met this person, you might be really irritated at first when you meet them, because I don't think they're going to be very expressive in how they feel. I think if anything, they're going to show you how they feel, either through subliminal like shit things that they say. Sorry, I don't know why I'm cussing so much. I know why I'm cussing so much, because I cuss a lot, but like they're gonna be very it's kind of interesting because this person has a lot of like more masculine energy, but they have this very like almost unevolved way of thinking where it's like, well, you should be able to read my mind. So they give you like these tiny little hints of how they actually feel, and sometimes they'll expect you to pick up on them, and you're like, bro, I'm like, I can pick up on most things, but come on, like, this is, you need to be more expressive. And I think that you're going to have to push this person to be more honest and be more expressive, but I think overall it's going to be very good. And I feel like this person is going to have a lot of peace in being with you. And I think one of the things that I want to mention, this actually like almost makes me want to cry, is I think that this person didn't think that they were ever going to be in a like married to somebody or in a relationship. And I don't think they ever thought that somebody would be their counterpart. And I mean, like, with this universal light, like, this is divine counterpart shit. Like, this is somebody that you were like destined to be with. And I think that this person, although they might not always show how deeply they feel for you, they do. And I think that the more you learn their communication style and like how they express themselves, it'll be more apparent. But yeah, at times this person is going to have a hard time expressing themselves, but they adore you and they're going to protect you, and they're not going to let anything hurt you. And if something does, all I can say is electric chair. Like, they're done for. But let's go ahead and look at your relationship dynamic now and see what your relationship together will be like. So we have the Six of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands, the Fool, and the Queen of Wands. These are really interesting cards, not only because it kind of follows suit with that divine counterpart thing, but I definitely think that maybe in the beginning of this relationship, the energy could be uneven, possibly because you both might be too afraid to like admit things to one another. But once this relationship is solid, once it is a thing, you're both going to be very generous and very caring with one another. And I think that you're gonna have to give each other gifts in like little ways, and I think that you're both just gonna be very giving. I think that this person especially, because they are kind of a bit prideful, they're going to want to spoil you at times, and I think that's really sweet. But I think that you're gonna turn the tables and spoil the shit out of them as well. So I think that it's really cute. You guys are gonna spoil each other a lot. And with the Ace of Wands, I think that one cool thing that you both share is that I think that you both, like, honestly, I'm kind of just called to notice that universal light and that Ace of Wands. Like, I think that you both have these really cool passions that you both will support. And I think that this could actually create, like, monetary success as well. I also think that, honestly, you guys are going to be super horny for each other all the time. I feel kind of silly saying that, but it's true. You guys are going to be really into each other. And I'm guessing that when you met this person, if the attraction wasn't instant, I think once you had the chance to be one-on-one with this person, it definitely was. And yeah, I think that the coolest thing here is I think that you both give each other drive and you both kind of light each other's fires, and you both make each other want to be better, want to do better. And I think what's beautiful is that once you guys are together, if you're not already, it's going to be like a fresh start for the both of you. And I think one of the cute things about it as well is that you guys are always going to have this really silly, goofy nature around one another. And I really think this Queen of Wands represents you. But it could definitely represent the both of you. But I think that this person is definitely going to bring out your confidence. You are going to be their queen, no matter what gender you are. And they're just going to want to shower you with love and adoration. They're going to gas you up, like high key, they're going to gas you up. And they're just going to see you as just the best thing to ever happen to them. And I think one really cool thing about this connection is that there's a lot of silliness and a lot of goofiness. And you guys can just like... I don't think, even though the energy is intense and kind of heavy, I feel like once you overcome a lot of the initial obstacles that there seems to be here, things will be pretty smooth sailing after that. Like, it's almost like you guys are just going to have to figure out one another's like love languages and how to see from a collective vision. But if anything, I think that you both are going to be really excited once you reach this point where you want to be together. And I think that every day is just going to be a new adventure for you guys. I think that you're always going to be doing fun things and wanting to see new places. And with these mountains, I feel like this person would like climb any mountain for you. And yeah, they really will. They will like idolize you in a way. They love how like funny, they'll love how funny you are, they'll love how charming you are. And even if you don't think you're charming, they see you as it. And they're really attracted to you. Like, I'm just gonna be honest, like they think you're super hot. Like, whatever you look like, even if you don't think you are, they certainly do. I mean, you get them going. And yeah, they might be very... I feel like they want to shower you with stuff just to like make you even more of a queen. Like they want to adorn you with a lot of stuff. It's honestly really precious. But these cards are going to represent things that Spirit wants you to know about the marriage and kind of what the marriage will be like. So to start, we have the Moon. We have Temperance, Nine of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Knight of Pentacles. So one cool thing about this relationship, because I could tell that like both parties here have strong personalities, and I think maybe neither of you really were like, I am going to be in a relationship. That candle's about to die. Don't be freaked out. I mean, I've been filming for like 3 or 4 hours, so they were bound to die. They're just tea lights, but yeah, don't get too bugged out by that. But with the Nine of Pentacles here, first of all, I think you guys are going to accumulate a decent amount of wealth. But also, I think what's cool is that you both are going to maintain your individual lives while still being together. You're going to maintain a sense of healthy independence while still having this connection together. And it's interesting because all of these pandas are alone. But it's like you're always together, if that makes sense. Like you're happy being alone because this connection is so strong that you can feel their presence anyway, if that makes sense. And that doesn't mean like when you're married, like you're gonna be alone all the time, but I can almost see like maybe one person has to travel a lot for like work or something. But with Temperance here, I feel like Spirit, Temperance and the Moon, I feel like Spirit is being a bit cryptic about what this marriage is actually gonna be like, because I am getting the energy for a lot of you that there are still things being worked out, and like it's almost like a we don't want to ruin the surprise type of energy. Like, and that gets kind of annoying because you're like, ugh, like I just want to know, like. But I think the depth of feeling here is really strong. I definitely think you will visit one another in your dreams and have really crazy dreams. But I think that this connection will really help you both come into balance in yourselves and really feel a sense of like peace within yourself. And I think that maybe you guys will, I almost see you both like going on walks together and doing these really sweet coupley things, and just like when you're not around each other, like just daydreaming about one another. I think that one special thing for you both, like you both, aside from the more sexual stuff, you and this person are like, you both might be really busy, especially if you both have like, because I do see you both having independent passions, so you might not be able to spend the most personal time. But I feel like at the end of the day, when you both get to be in bed next to each other, that's like your favorite time. I feel like there's something, despite how like crazy this energy is, there's something really pure and simple about it, where you both just want to be together. And I think that you both work really well together in this very weird way, because you're very unique people with very unique needs, and you guys almost just know how to meet one another's needs very well. And I think that the only reason why this marriage will really work is because you do maintain that sense of independence. You don't feel like you're, and that's the thing, it's not like this person is going to be distant from you. You're literally going to be married, but it's like you have your life together, but then you also have your life separately. And I think that you both are just going to have a lot of admiration and appreciation for one another, and you're also going to have that bag. And I think that's kind of the point. I think you both really have this collective vision of being very successful, and so you both are kind of willing to sacrifice the you're both going to sacrifice maybe more quality time by instead working on your careers. Because like I could totally see this energy being like, well, we want to work hard now while we're young, so that when we're old we can just ball out and not work and hang out all the time. It's kind of the energy that I'm feeling. But with this Hierophant here, this is definitely a spiritual connection. I mean, the fact that we have Temperance and the Hierophant, this is 100% divinely guided. And I think that this marriage is especially going to teach you patience, along with that cooperation. And I think at times you're going to have like maybe irrational fears about things, but I think at the end of the day, you're always going to feel better when you're around this person. And I think that this person is never going to lie to you. Like they're really like, they're going to be honest with you. You know, dragonflies are all about honesty. And I think the feelings are going to run super deep here. And so you're kind of always just going to know, like, yeah, like this is it. Like, this is my person. This is my life. I'm very happy. This is my life. And, yeah, maybe you guys will like manifest with the moon or something. But I think you both are going to have a very protective energy over one another. And I think that one cool thing about the both of you is that you have very rich imaginations. So, yeah, if you guys end up creating things together, it will turn out very well. But with the Hierophant here, I definitely think that it really is like, honestly, I'm hearing like a whole new world from like Aladdin. Like you both will not see the full picture of the meaning of your lives until you are actually together. And I think that's why Spirit's being so cryptic here, because the energy that I'm getting is that a lot of you aren't together yet. But here's what's interesting. If you are together, then you probably do know a lot more. And so if you can reflect on that, you might be like, oh, wow, yeah, I really do. Like, there's a lot of things I could never have anticipated occurring between the both of us that are happening now. So I feel like this connection is going to be very surprising. And I feel like that's kind of why your cards are a bit more, they're not the most descriptive in terms of like your relationship and what's going to happen. Because I also think a lot of it depends on what you both want collectively when you are together. And yeah, sometimes when you want to see more than For the people that already know, then you already know. But for the people who aren't with this person yet, Spirit really just doesn't want to ruin the surprise. And I think that by the time you're with this person, you're just only going to have a deeper understanding of your spiritual purpose. And yeah, I actually think what's interesting, despite the fact that you both are really unique, you're actually going to have a very traditional relationship. And I think you both are really going to enjoy that. I think this is going to be a very special connection. And what's beautiful is that, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So I don't think you guys are ever going to stop working to make this relationship better. You're never going to give up on one. Never going to give you. Yeah, they're never going to give you up. They're never going to let you down. Never going to run around and desert you. They're never going to make you cry. They're never going to say goodbye. They're never going to hurt you. So, even if this is a situation like where once you, I guess what I'm supposed to say is once you and this person are together, like for real, it will be the real deal and you both will be committed to it, and it's not something that you will have to worry about ending. You might have those fears deep down, but both of you are committed to this, and it's like kind of honestly this energy of just slow and steady wins the race. And I think that's how it's going to be, and I think that's how a lot of what you both achieve together are going to be. At the end of the day, you both are very hardworking, and you can you can get shit done. Maybe not as quickly as you'd like it to, but at the end of the day, there's 9 pentacles right here, and then there's a Knight. And so I think that you both are going to have this 9 of Pentacles energy when you're getting married. So I think that maybe you both could have had collectively be very successful. Then you're gonna have this pentacle that you both have to create the 10 of Pentacles, where you create this family that you're really proud of, and this legacy that you really want, and then that will start your traditional family life. So it's honestly really interesting. Yeah, this pile is really cool. So I'm gonna look at your charms now and see what Spirit wants you to know. So Spirit, who will pile for Mary? Okay. Let me get you some letters and numbers as well. Pile 4, Spirit. I mean, pile 5, sorry. Okay. So, we have the gumball machine. And I think that this is a sign from Spirit that there are blessings yet to come that you don't know about, that you'll never be able to anticipate, but they will happen. But there are realizations coming with this French horn here. This makes me think of judgment. I also think maybe clairaudience could be big with you both. Maybe you'll communicate through music. But we also have this ring here. So, I mean, I definitely think that you will traditionally be married, and I think that this cycle of love is kind of infinite, and no matter what you go through, like, it'll always be here. Sorry, my throat is so weird. Let me get some water. Oh, maybe you're not talking to this person right now. But we have the crab, so this is kind of more Cancer energy. Cancer is ruled by the moon, but yeah, and we have the mermaid tail with Pisces as well. What's interesting though is like we have this acorn and we have this little crab, and I feel like these both represent your person, and like they've got this hard shell where they don't show their emotions to anyone, but once they reveal them, I feel like it's over, like over in a good way. Like this person won't resist anymore. Like once they can be open and feel safe, everything will be fine. And with this too, I feel like this is just talking about balance. Maybe you'll have like 2 kids together or something. It's kind of something. But I also just see like the 2 of Cups in this, like 2 peas in a pod. You're both too cool for school. And with the 3rd eye chakra, or this blue, this blue charm makes me think of the 3rd eye chakra. So I definitely think you're gonna have a highly psychic connection. And with this mermaid tail, I didn't finish what I was thinking with that. I feel like you're almost like a siren to this person. They're just drawn to you. You're very alluring, real Queen of Wands shit, honestly. Yeah, they're gonna be you're almost irresistible. Your voice is like music to their ears. And with this sun charm here, I feel like there is wisdom to come through clarity. So just keep pushing for that clarity, and the wisdom you're looking for will happen, I guess. That didn't come out very clearly. Oh, well, there's this bead, which this bead always makes me think of a lack of clarity. And so I feel like Spirit is saying the clarity you don't have now, you will later, and you will be wiser for it. So just hang on tight. Like, everything will be fine. We also have the elephant here. So I definitely think that you both will gain wisdom and maturity through what you do and overcome all the obstacles that you face. We also have this blessed charm. So I definitely think that this connection is blessed. You know, Spirit is smiling down on it. I mean, we have temperance, we have the Hierophant. I mean, this is universal light. Like, the universe wants this to happen. The universe has your back on this. They want this connection to happen. And even if you don't know who this is yet, you'll understand once you meet them. We also have, the number 8. So that makes me think of August, Leo energy. Okay, so in terms of letters, we have C, we have U, we have K, D. I'm thinking of the name Duke, or maybe like the university. Y, K, C. So we have 2 C's. Maybe Chanel is significant, or Casey. I'm thinking of like Kansas City, or I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but you know, Mark Zuckerberg's nickname is the Zuck, so I'm thinking of like the UCC. I don't know. Maybe you guys like ducks or something, or like maybe you're getting your ducks in a row right now. We also have a V. I just heard Vishnu, so if that has any relevance as well. We have a 2, a 4, a 5, an 8, so another 8, 2 8s, 2 9s, or 69 if you're a real freak. We also have 5, and we have 0, and another 8. So we have 3 8s, 8 8 8. So lots of 8s, which 888 is a symbol of abundance. So I definitely think that there will be abundance of love, abundance of pound town time, and an abundance of money. So I think overall this will be really awesome. It's just going to take some time in the beginning of your connection to work out like the kinks and you know, like any relationship, just figuring out how to do all that. I'm also hearing like victory, and like, well, first I heard Vicky, and then I heard Victoria, and then I heard victory. So those could be significant as well. So I will zoom in on these if you want to look at them closer. But now let's look at what your heart says. Look deep within your heart and you will feel my love. My love for you is as deep as the... Oh my God. Are you fucking kidding me? My love for you is as deep as the ocean. Boy. Oh my God. Okay. Spirit's out here throwing curveballs that have me on the edge of my seat. So I can't imagine how you guys feel, but yeah. You will always feel this person's love. Oh, this actually makes me want to cry. You will always feel this person's love in your heart. And so even when they can't say it, they can't articulate it, or they sound just like idiot, which I think is just your frustration coming out because you're like, damn, why can't you just say it? It'll always be there, and I think you'll know. And I think it's just going to take time for that to grow. But the truth of the matter is that your future spouse, no matter how complicated this is, once it comes together, I think it will be really beautiful. And if I hope it already has, but if it hasn't, it will be very beautiful. And even if you haven't met this person yet, this person's love for you is so strong. And yeah, your fires will relight. Well, they'll be much stronger than tea candles. They'll be like Olympic torches that never go out. But yeah, pile 5, this is going to be your reading. Thank you guys so much for watching this all the way through. If you did, definitely let me know down in the comments how it resonates. I would love to hear. If you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribed to see more readings like this in the future. And if you enjoyed this video, please, I would love it if you left a like. Thank you guys so much for giving me the opportunity to read your cards and charms. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever it is that you're watching this, and I hope you'll come back and visit me again soon. Bye!